It was August 1999. Cash Money Records was taking over from the 99 to 2000. It was the first day of school. I'm in Miss Chapman's U.S. History class. I see a beautiful girl. She had a FUBU shirt on, long sleeve, with the FUBU stitch, not press. I fell in love with her that first day, Miss Chapman's U.S. History class. Went to college, got married in college. She got a good job at the bank. I was like, I'm applying at the bank. I ended up getting fired from the bank. She gets a good job at Boeing. I applied at Boeing. I was like, this girl's making great decisions in life.
I'm following her.
Yeah, man, keep leading me. You leading us to the promised land.
So it sounds like you guys built this together, right?
Yeah.
1,000%. Mm-hmm. My oldest son had booked the Little Rascals movie. I took FMLA from Boeing to move to LA for like 3 months so he could film this movie. And I remember on set, it was like God gave me a little piece of my dream. I wrote out the entire Fredericks Family Manifest Destiny plan. I was like, God is calling us to LA, and I presented it to Melissa.
So how did that make you feel when he presented that to you?
Scary. I mean, it was really, really scary. But in real time, I'm thinking, like, why would I leave this good job? And so to leave that to go to quite literally the unknown of LA, like, was crazy. We basically came out here, you know, with dreams and a prayer.
So it sounds like you really did take a true leap of faith.
Oh
yeah.
God. They thought we was crazy.
And a bit of naivete.
Big naivete.
This isn't your typical couples podcast. We're more than just husband and wife.
Yeah, baby, we homies.
I know that's right. Come hang out with the flyest, realest,
most hustling couple you know.
and get authentic, uncut perspectives on love,
Fly shit,
and everything in between.
Let's go.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm Jenna Nia.
And I'm Donay.
Welcome to another episode of the Love and Fly Shit podcast. Before we get started, y'all, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If y'all watching this episode, we need y'all to subscribe so y'all can continue to see our wonderful content. And today is going to be another amazing day because we have amazing guests here with us today. Mm-hmm. You guys know him as Mr. KevOnStage. He is a comedian, an author, he's a producer. He's just an all-around good guy. And today, he has his gorgeous wife, known as Mrs. KevOnStage, Mrs. Melissa Fredericks, here with him to tell us their love story. We're going to talk about all their projects, their businesses, and just get right on into it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I am so happy to have you guys here. You're legendary, Kev.
Am I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I legendary?
To me, you're legendary.
Thank you. I struggle with compliments. Legendary is a lot.
But you are making history, Kev.
Am I?
I think so.
Putting that work in,
You got a lot going on.
I got a lot going on.
You got a lot going on.
I'll get with you on that.
Yes. So, and then I think your marriage and your love story is also legendary. I'm a big fan of real relationships and marriages. And you guys have a very, very interesting story. Yeah. And let me not fail to mention that these two are the co-authors of Marriage Be Hard.
Marriage Be Hard.
Look, y'all, I had to get this book because it's talking about all the ups and downs of marriage, right? Mm-hmm. As you guys know, we've been married 10 years. But when I talk to experienced couples who have twice as many years as us, I always learn something. I know this book is going to teach me something and I cannot wait to get into it. Yeah. But I wanted to talk to you first before I read the book. That way it gives me more perspective while I'm reading it, right? Of course. So y'all got to go grab this book, right?
Yeah, go get it.
Yes, Marriage Be
Everywhere
Hard.
Everywhere books are sold, yes.
I know, that's right. Everywhere books are sold. So yeah, let's get right on into it.
Get on into
Let's start by you guys. I kind of know a little bit about your love story, but I really want to know. Tell me more about how you guys met.
So do you want the truth?
Yes, the truth. We keep it real.
Okay, I'm going to give you the real story, then Melissa going to come in with the lies.
I won't come in with something.
It was August 1999. Mm-hmm. Cash Money Records was taking over from the 99 to 2000. I had just moved to Washington. Both of our parents are in the military. Mm-hmm. It was the first day of school. I'm in Miss Chapman's U.S. History class. I see a beautiful girl. She had a FUBU shirt on, long sleeve with the FUBU stitched. Okay, not press.
So it was the real joint.
Real joint.
It was
with the real logo.
Yeah.
Damon John hand stitched himself and sold that one. And I was like, dang, she looks cute. I want to holler at her. So I was gonna write a note because this is 1999. There's no cell phones. We were still writing notes. Mm-hmm. As I go in my backpack to get a piece of paper to write this note, dude taps me, not on the leg, but he taps me. And I look up and he's like, yo, can you hand that to the girl back there? And he's pointing to Melissa. And he already had his note written. Oh. And I was like, oh my God.
Wait, another guy tried to pass you a note for Melissa?
He did.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Oh, man.
So I passed it to the person behind me. She was at the back of the row. I was like in the second seat. Passed it to the girl behind me. They passed it to the guy behind her. Then passed it to Melissa. Melissa opened it, looked at it, read it, closed it back, put it down, and continued talking to who she was talking to. And I was like, so you're telling me there's a chance. So I fell in love with her that first day, Miss Chapman's U.S. History class. It took until May. Well, we have 2 kind of start dates, but it took until May 2000 for us to start dating because she didn't want to date me. She was like, oh, you trying to holler at all the girls? You're a fisherman. And I'm like, I was just a fisherman for Jesus. I just want to lead these people to the Lord. That's all it is. We're all fishers of men. Amen. So she was very reluctant to date me.
Okay.
I thought we were dating on May 1st, 2000, because I was like, come on, girl, be my girl. She was like, huh? Like that. I thought she said yes.
Mm-hmm.
So a few days after that, I did this on her knee because that was my move.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, what are you doing?
Right.
And I was like, I tickle you.
What?
You're my girl. And she was like, no, I'm not. I was like, yeah, because remember last time I said you want to be my girl? She was like, no, I did not say that. So fast forward. So I was like, oh, so you're not my girl. Cool. Fast forward to May 15th, 2000. Her cousin, Tony, was living with them. That's my dog to this day, Tony Touch. She got a new album out, Toko Fly. He's a rapper for real, though. Really good rapper, actually.
He is.
We were walking home. I was walking her home, and Tony was with us. And he's like, come on, cuz. Very charismatic dude. Love Tony. Come on, cuz. Just give Kev a chance, Kev. Come on, cuz. He's a good guy. Come on, cuz. So she's like, fine, Tony. She grabs my hand like this. She's like, I will date him, okay? Are you happy? Then she tosses my hand aside. And I was like,
damn.
So you're telling me there's a chance? And we never broke up from that day on.
That's dope.
Literally
man.
never broke up.
That is not a dope story.
That was dope, man. That's dope. My boy never gave up.
Never gave up.
He never gave up.
One time she tried to break up with me when we were in college. Maybe it was our sophomore year. Remember, I was walking up to her room. She was mad. We've been dating for a few years by now. And I was playing Madden a lot with my homeboys. Like, game had just came out.
Oh, yeah.
You know when it first come out, brother. We own that
We
game.
own that.
We
It's
own
real.
that
It
game.
means something.
So I'm spending all my time playing the game with my homeboys. So I'm walking up to her dorm, and her room door is open, and she's talking to her roommate. She's like, him and his homeboy just play the game. Stomping in his room. That's all they do is play the game. So I walk up to her. I was like, hey, you good? And she was like, I'm glad you're here. We might need some time. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, I think we need some space. And I was like, no. I'm going to go back to my dorm, and I'll see you tomorrow. I walked back across campus, which was like a 25-minute walk at the time. Came back to her room the next morning, pretended that didn't happen, and that was as close as we got to
So wait, y'all went to the same college too?
I followed this woman around everywhere.
That is amazing. Wow.
By the military, my dad was stationed there, and she lived a block over, literally a block over from me. Followed her to UW. She got in on academic scholarship. I just applied. I didn't apply to any other schools. We went to college, got married in college. She got a good job at the bank. I was like, I'm applying at the bank. I ended up getting fired from the bank.
Oh,
She
my
gets a good job at
goodness.
Boeing. I applied at Boeing. I was like, this girl's making great decisions in life.
I'm
She picked a
following
good
her.
college. Yeah, man, keep leading me.
Wow.
To the promised land. I didn't really start leading until we got married and became a husband. But before then, career-wise, for her life, she's making fantastic choices.
That's
I
right,
was like,
man.
I ain't got to reinvent the wheel. So tell your version, the live version.
There's no need.
Y'all need to make a movie about
For
this
sure.
love story. Because that is crazy. Like, y'all literally grew up together, basically.
Yeah.
And now you are very successful,
Yeah.
still together. Y'all
Yeah.
still like best friends, I can tell, right?
Mhm.
I can tell. Y'all got best friend
That's
vibes.
my friend.
Yes, you can tell.
So tell me this then, Kev. Once you know what I mean, I know you've been following around job to job. You know, she making the right decisions, right? You going to get this money. But tell me, when did you decide, like, where it clicked in your mind, like, man, I wanna start messing around with this YouTube?
So Melissa will tell you this. Prior to YouTube, we was doing YouTube. YouTube
Okay.
just didn't exist.
Okay.
My homeboy had stole a camera from his school. I didn't steal, but I benefited from the stole. And we would shoot videos on, this is a camera that goes on your, like the old school, news camera.
News
He stole
camera.
it from like the AV Club.
Mhm.
And there was no editing software. So to shoot a sketch, we'd have to shoot, stop. Now you say your part, stop. And then, like, that's how we would have to shoot. We shot like home video sketches. And then and there was tape was in there. We would take the tape out and go to Melissa's house and we would punch the tape in and all watch these videos. So I'd say probably 2010, maybe. I got to look at my YouTube channel, the old KFred926 channel that I lost the password to. We was just having fun on YouTube. We weren't trying to make it a career. But I remember when I was like, oh no, this could be something and I'm going to try. That had to have been January 2012. If I'm not mistaken, it was when Stuff Girls Say was going viral. So prior to that, I had spent a lot of time watching YouTube and studying it. Issa Rae, Dormtainment, it was Tim Delegate at the time, now Tim Chanrongsu. And I was like, man, these people are like making a living off of YouTube. And I was working at Boeing, and that job was very easy. So I was able to spend a lot of time watching YouTube. Shout out to Boeing.
It was very easy. Was it very easy? You weren't working.
What's the difference? At the end of the day, what's the difference? So, and Stuff Blank Girls Say was going viral. Remember, Francesca Lay had made one. All the people were making one. And then Billy Sorrells made one. And Billy Sorrells was somebody I knew. Like, he used to come to the comedy club and perform. And his video got like 9 million views. And that's still a lot of views today. But at that time, 9 million views is crazy. And he did Stuff Black Girls Say, and he killed it. Still funny. Delete. It was still so funny. And I was like, and I just saw like the world open up to him. So it was so different to see somebody win versus a whole bunch of people you didn't know. So I told my brother and aunt, and I was like, yo, we got to try YouTube, because we had just done a play that failed. Investor had invested $40,000 in us to make a play, and he didn't make his money back, and we didn't get paid. And then we got another investor to do $20,000. Same thing happened. Tyler Perry, a promoter that promoted Tyler Perry plays in Oakland, we flew him out. And he was like, he loved the play. He was like, y'all can make this industry. All y'all need to do is put this play up in Oakland for a weekend. Y'all can make it. We're like, cool. What do we got to do? He was like, you just need $300,000. And we were like, bro, come on, man. At that time, we had like 700. We didn't even have $1,000 in our account until we were like 30. And that's not even a joke. What you mean 300? You might as well have said 300 million. Like, we don't have that kind of money. Right. So I remember praying to God, like, look, man, if we're not going to make it, just take this desire away. I'll coach my son's basketball team. We'll have birthday parties. I'll have a good life. I ain't tripping. If you don't want this to happen, then just say that. Why you give me a little piece of it and then talk about some $300,000, brother? I could have sold my house and it still wouldn't have been. Actually, you couldn't even sold the house. The house wasn't worth nothing. Hey, man. It was a good house, but it wasn't worth nothing. So fast forward, I tell Jay, and I was like, we got to try this YouTube thing. Maybe if we get more fans, then we can take our plays more places. And the first 2 videos we did was Stuff Black Church Girls Say, and we had asked our wives to be in it, and they was like, boy, no, we're not actors. Like, so he was wearing wigs and stuff. We stopped doing that. But he was wearing wigs, and we did Stuff Black Parents Say. And both those videos did 1 million views. Oh, wow. So from then on, I was like, let's do YouTube. And eventually I was like, man, forget the plays. Like, the internet is the thing. And, people were hiring us to come and do stand-up based off those YouTube videos. And we never did a play again after. We never even tried. From that moment on, it became internet.
That's amazing.
Oh, man, that's huge.
So it sounds like you guys built this together, right?
Yeah.
1,000%.
That's amazing. So what is your role behind the scenes, especially with him kind of being the face of the brand, and you guys have these TV shows now?
Yeah, I think a couple things. I try to keep our finances in order. That would be first and foremost. And then even for Churchy, executive producer, but really behind the scenes. So it's a lot of personnel is the way I'm going to describe it. A lot of like HR personnel things.
People management.
That come up, people management that comes up that we try to not bring to Kev so that way he can show up on set as an actor and not have to deal with the business of being a production company. That comes with, the money, it comes with personalities, comes with so many different things. And so a lot of those things end up like kind of funneling up to me.
Okay.
She is the money. At this point, Melissa is the CFO.
Okay.
Like, the money decisions, it don't flow if it don't go through Melissa. She used to be assistant manager at a bank. She's great at finances and admin, and she don't take no stuff.
There you go.
Hey, man.
There you go.
She don't play.
So tell me this. Okay, so your personalities, it seems like I don't know, like people say opposites attract, and some people say similarities attract. What do you guys think you are more of?
I would probably say opposites, but we do have overlap. The thing is, for me, when you're married to like a big personality, while I can be like super extroverted, if Kevin's in the room, I know I don't have to.
Oh.
So I naturally will take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are here to see Kev, and Kev is here for the spotlight. And so there's no need to compete. You know what I mean? So like, listen, when Kev got out, I will sit back. You know what I mean? And so in that way, we're like opposites. And then there's some ways where like we can go on vacation. He be want to go to museums. I don't be wanting to do that. But we're also normally like on the same wavelength. If we want to chill, we'll chill. If we want to go out and do something, we'll go out and do something. We want to go out and eat. We can make a dinner reservation and decide an hour before, I don't want to do that. I'm happy you said I don't want to do that either. So like it just, we are opposites, I think, at the end of the day, though.
Yeah, I love actually opposites with overlap.
Yeah,
It's
opposites
the
with
best.
overlap.
Culturally, Black church background, we were having the same life in different cities.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents, they were military even more than I were. She was like, my dad, we didn't start moving till I was 10. Melissa moved around a lot. They was always in church. Mom is one of the best preachers I've ever met, super saved. Black culture-wise, we're very similar. Personality-wise, we're different. Both athletic. Melissa's more athletic and was a better athlete. She was like...
Kev is more athletic. I just ran track.
No, that's not true. I was on JV. No.
JV
I was
what?
on JV basketball all 4 years. Melissa was varsity. Melissa ran...
Wait, JV in your senior year?
Yeah, don't worry about that.
It's not supposed to be like that. Seniors have to be on varsity.
They don't have to be.
Oh, man.
You can get a waiver.
Oh, no.
No, I wasn't really on JV in my senior year. That's just a joke I say.
That's not
But Melissa
okay.
was like a really good track athlete. Like, she didn't even run the 100. And then her senior year, I think the girl ran the 100 for our school.
No,
got
I
hurt.
did run the 100.
You ain't running like that.
It wasn't my event, but I did consistently run the 100.
She won the district 100 championship. I mean, the district. She won the district championship in the 100.
But I did run the 100.
She was a
I
hurdler.
was a sprinter.
You was a hurdler more than anything. You gonna get in these
hurdles is hard. So I ran track and played basketball, so I know hurdles. That's like a different type of athlete.
Yeah.
So you are definitely an athlete.
No,
then.
I'm not saying I'm not an athlete.
4x1.
Oh,
and
4x4.
No, listen to me. I was a sprinter that could run the 4x4 because the 400 is technically considered a sprint.
I know up to the open fours as a sprint. I was the track manager. I didn't tell you that. I went to all her track meets.
Hold up.
I was a track manager. I didn't do no managing.
How you play basketball and be a track manager? It is different seasons.
Yeah,
It is different seasons.
Spring, I ain't had no sports.
So you weren't playing on AAU then?
No.
AAU was not nearly as much of a thing
when we were kids.
It was a thing, but it wasn't like when I grew up. People didn't play basketball year round like it is now. A lot of people played different sports. Now you basically play basketball year round.
Yeah.
When I was coming up, unless you're like LeBron and stuff, it was encouraged. Play football in football season, play basketball in basketball season, run track during track season, and then in the summer, do AAU.
Yeah.
But now it's like, if you're a hooper, you just basically play basketball all through it. This time, but I wasn't crazy like that. And there was no AAU team for me. I'm sure there was, but if you JV most of the time, you ain't really AAU. Two different people.
Not for real.
So in high school, I was like, I would be at our track meets just hanging out and stuff, and I wanted to get a ride. I didn't have no car. So to get a ride to them away meets, I was like, let me manage. And that was just a good vibe. So the coach was like, man, come on, Kev. I ain't get no water, tie no shoes.
He was a minister.
Coach Clark just loved me. He was like, man, get on the bus.
Sure, he became a pastor.
So yeah, it was, we was hanging out.
So Melissa, let me ask you though. At some point, did you ever feel like this boy is following me around when you were in high school?
Probably not in high school. Honestly, I probably didn't really realize it until we moved to LA. It was the first time I think Kev was like, this is what I want us to do. Before that, it was like high school, we just ended up at the same high school. It was low-key, I didn't even realize track until right this moment, to be really honest with you. It was UW.
Everybody in our school went to that college, though.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of people went to that college.
The majority went to UW.
But it was her. She knew before I knew.
And then the bank. We worked at different banks, but then he ended up coming to my bank.
You ain't playing, bro.
So you never
bro, this
felt
don't even sound
that
real.
it
This
was
boy
too
was
much for
going
you?
for
No,
it.
not.
No, I didn't work at her branch.
He was at my, but just the same company.
building.
No, I ain't
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
Now I feel like, girl, how you finna take your lunch?
No.
It wasn't that crazy. She did her.
He worked at a different branch than I did, and then he started at Bank of America, then moved to Key Bank where I was, and then actually when he got fired, I was I was about to
Why
say
you get fired?
DAB.
He said he wasn't working.
Why you get fired?
I got fired for a myriad of reasons. I was not.
You okay?
I was not working.
He just said he wasn't working.
You okay? Shut up. Keep going. I wouldn't know why you got fired.
I got fired. Here's the thing about me. If I'm in, I'm in. If I'm out, I'm out.
Okay.
So when I was working at Bank of America, it was during the housing crisis, prior to the housing crisis.
Mm-hmm.
So the economy is booming.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked at, I'm a military kid. I worked either near the military base for a while or near the mall. So Bank of America is a huge, high traffic branch, the branches I worked at. So I was getting by off of sheer charisma. Like a lot of people didn't know, a lot of people don't know, I was a personal banker. They don't realize you're a salesman.
Mm-hmm.
My job is to get you to open checking, savings account, credit cards, loans, all that stuff. And I get paid the better I do that. Bonuses are based on how well you do that.
Mm-hmm.
If people are vibing with you, and I'm not lying to them, they trust you, they'll open more products. And also people are coming into the bank to open those.
Yeah.
I just have to sell you more stuff. So housing crisis starts to happen. Now, all of a sudden, what was easy is now a little hard.
Mm-hmm.
Now people who want a home loan can't get one because they don't have equity or they lost their job.
Mm-hmm.
And the rules got stricter.
And the rules got stricter.
Yeah.
And then my boss was really cool. And then she left. And I got a mean boss.
Mean?
She was making me come in early and do sales calls. And I was like, first of all, this is stupid. And I'm not doing calls. Who wants to get a bank person calling them on Saturday at 2:00?
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't want to do this because I don't want nobody doing that to me. So I quit.
You can't make the rules if you an employee.
I sure can because I quit. Quit that funky little job. Went to her brand, to Key Bank. But then I went way out in the sticks where nobody's coming to the bank.
Key Bank is also a much smaller.
Yes, much smaller footprint.
Much smaller. Yeah.
And way out in the boonies.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got to really generate business. And the housing market's even worse now.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to do well, you got to really work hard. And on top of that, I'm now checked out. I'm using the color copier to print comedy show flyers.
Okay.
So
You was working his move.
I'm chirping. My manager came into the break room one time. I'm eating my lunch, some chicken thighs. And he got my flyer. He was like, "What's this?" I was like, "Oh, you want to come to my show, brother?
Bro.
How you find out about this? Yo, I'm gonna put you on my list. You ain't got to pay the 10." He's like, "I found this in the copy." I was like, "Oh man, I probably should have done that." Huh? So I'm terrible at. I'm not even really terrible, but I'm not working hard. And then the biggest mistake I made, our area retail lead manager came in, and she knew I had the potential. And she knew, like, when I was at Bank of America, I was like South Sound seller of the quarter. Like, I was the best salesman of all the Bank of Americas in Seattle, Tacoma, like that area. Yeah. I was a dog when I wanted to be a dog. When I didn't want to be a dog, I was like, this job is dumb. Y'all are dumb. I'm falling asleep in front of the ATM machine, which I did one time.
Literally?
Literally. It was hot outside. I took a nap. And my manager knocked on the door. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "This is my lunch." He was like, "There's a line behind you. There's like 9 cars."
In his car.
And I was in my car in the drive-thru.
Oh my goodness,
Because it was covered.
Your boss wasn't mean. You just was a bad employee.
Yeah.
No, you didn't say she was
what he
mean.
wanted to do.
No, you should have been fired a long time ago.
I'm going to skip to the end. Area retail lead manager sits me down, has a one-on-one with me, is like, "What do you really want to do?" And I was like, "I'm glad you asked. I want to be in entertainment. I want to do plays. I want to do comedy."
Told her the whole truth.
She was like, what do you want to do here? Keep Bank. And I was like, literally verbatim. I said, "I'm just working here till I make it."
Bro.
Oh,
She
man.
was like, "Got it." So I get off, call Melissa. I'm like, "Man, old girl," almost said her name. Old girl calling me, asking me what I want to do. And I told her, she said, "Kev, what?"
Right.
I said, "What?" She was like, "Why would you tell her that?" I was like, "It's the truth." She's like, "Kev, she doesn't care about no play. She talking about the bank. They finna fire you." Came back on Monday morning. I lied to that woman. Came back Monday morning. My actual manager, put me on a performance improvement plan. And I was fired literally 90 days after that. And I knew by then I was like, "Oh, they're going to give me up."
That was a formality.
That is great.
That was
If they could have fired me on the spot, they would have.
So tell me this, Kel, would you following your wife around, job to job, man, letting her make those plans for you? Like, how long did it take for her to get on board once you let her know what you wanted to do for us? You were serious about entertainment. And
So that's a good question.
Yeah.
And this is, people talk about submit all the time. Women don't submit. We hear this conversation, or how should you submit, all that type of stuff. What happened was my oldest son had booked a Little Rascals movie in LA. So because of YouTube, he was making videos too. He blew up real quick. They're making this remake. So Melissa's still working at Melissa working at Boeing. I took FMLA from Boeing to move to LA for like 3 months so he could film this movie. And I remember on set, it was like God gave me a little piece of my dream. And I'm just really his dadager. Like, it's his movie, and I'm not even trying to get in. Like, I'm just here to support my son. You know what I'm saying? I'm on set, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking around. I remember specifically this dream. The sound man was recording the sound, and we took a break to flip the world, which just means turn the cameras around. It takes like 30, 45 minutes to turn the cameras around, turn the lights around. So he puts his boom pole in his little kit, pulls out his phone, calls his wife, then he's just playing Candy Crush. And I'm like, dang, this dude's just at work. But his work is on a movie set on the Universal Studios live. From that moment on, I'm like, I can't go back to Washington and live there. We got to move. So I wrote out, and that's in the, it's in our book. I wrote out the entire Fredericks Family Manifest Destiny plan. I was like, God is calling us to LA. Here's what we should do with the house. Here's what we should do with the boys' school. Here's what we do with the cars, 401k, blah, 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 blah. Here's where we should live. All these suggestions. And I presented it to Melissa for us to like go over. The plan wasn't foolproof. Part of it was let our house go into foreclosure.
That was the plan?
That was in the plan.
That boy ain't no joke.
let the house go into foreclosure.
You ain't care about credit, nothing.
I'm gonna get this back. I'm gonna get so big. I'm gonna
It was
buy a house
very
in
much
cash.
like in 7 years, it won't matter anyway.
It won't matter. What's credit? I was like, everybody's house is going to
And
foreclosure.
if we blow up, I could just pay for everything in cash. It won't matter
Buy
anyway.
the house in cash in LA.
Okay.
So I presented it to Melissa, and she was like, or we could just rent the house out. And I was like, oh, snap. Yes, that's brilliant. We have equity in that house today.
You still have the house?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is amazing.
The house
Wow.
is almost 20 years old now.
That's
Dang, that house is
It
almost
is.
20 years old. We
19
just had to replace the roof.
in October.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
the first house we bought right when our son was born. So now the house, at the time the house was upside down. So we couldn't sell it at the moment. We'd had to pay the bank like 30, 40 grand.
We went through the housing
We were in the housing market.
bubble,
Our housing
bubble
went up.
when it burst.
And then it went down.
Down.
We were upside down, like everybody was.
Yeah.
A lot of people were. So, and we went down. She was like, okay, we can live in LA, but the apartment thing, I was like, here's apartments for $1,500, we can make it. She was like, here's my hard thing. We got to have a washer and dryer in the apartment. And I'm like, Liz, come on. That's going to be more expensive. What if it's across the hallway? She was like, we have small kids. The boys are like 5 and 3, maybe 6 and 4. She's like, I'm not going nowhere to wash no clothes. Not across the street, not across the hallway. We got kids, they be throwing up, they be peeing. Like, I want to be able to wash clothes. So I'm like, okay. And we went down the list, and then together we had the plan. And I think that's important because sometimes men, we want to dictate the plan, and you listen to the plan. I'm the leader of this household, you listen to the plan. So now they're not really on board, they're just agreeing. And then if it doesn't work out, now they can be like, I told you so, because they never really agreed. But when we work together on the plan, and now it's a plan we both agree on. So now if it fails, we both bought into it.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the first time I led as far as like, this is what the household is doing. And I feel like because she agreed and we were on one page, it worked out.
Okay.
So how did that make you feel when he presented that to you?
Scary. I mean, it was really, really scary. We were, if you asked me, we were kind of living somewhat of like an American dream, like kind of the plan. We were young. When we moved to LA, we were approaching 30. So we were 29 years old, both working at Boeing. We had just crossed over making $100,000 together, not each, but $100,000. Isaiah and Joe were in private school. We had bought our first house. Like, these were the things that I'm like marking off my to-do list, like my grown-up to-do list. And so to go from the stability of that, and Boeing, I mean, now we know layoffs happen at Boeing all the time. It ain't as secure as I once thought it was. But in real time, I'm thinking, like, why would I leave this good job? You know,
Right.
It's secure. We got bonuses there that didn't require the same work that we did at the bank. He got bonuses. I got bonuses. The vacation time was amazing. We had the 2 weeks off between Christmas and New Year's. Like, all of these benefits were what you dream of. You know what I mean? And so to leave that to go to quite literally the unknown of LA, like, was crazy. I was just actually, one of our friends from high school was just visiting, and did I tell you this? She said, it's crazy to me that, like, she went to the Churchy premiere, so she's still like, I can't believe you guys we went to high school together. She's like, I can't believe you guys made all of this from here, like, and you guys moved out to LA with $50,000. I said,
Who told you that?
Who told you that lie? She said her and a mom believe we came out here with $50,000. I said we were making $50,000 before taxes. How in the world do you think we saved $50,000?
Right.
What?
I said, girl, she said, well, y'all said y'all saved money. Yeah, 7.
I was like, maybe 5. Maybe 5.
Wow.
I said 50? Well, that's what, girl, don't believe that lie ever. Right. So anyway, we basically came out here, with dreams and a prayer.
So it sounds like you really did take a true leap of faith.
Oh
yeah.
God. They thought we was crazy.
And a bit of naivete.
Big naivete.
Yeah.
Sometimes faith requires you to be like,
I
because we took 2 good, and you got to understand, in Washington, Boeing is like getting a job at the chocolate factory.
Okay.
Like, this is Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Prior to Boeing didn't hire young people. The average age
they didn't hire really at all.
No, they hired and then closed the doors for years. People would be like, well, you get a job at Boeing, brother, you good. Because you don't never get fired from Boeing. You either get laid off, but never get fired. You get in trouble, they just move you around program to program. I was like, this is great for me.
So that's how you stay so long.
This is great.
Get me down. They don't fire people.
So we both got in, which was rare. And the average age there was like 75. Like, no joke. Sometimes people would die.
Quite literally.
And they would be the only person who had the password to a program. And they'd have to be like, we don't know how to get into it. Like, that's how old the average age was. So we took 2 direct deposit working people, 2 401ks, and went to LA with no job. That's crazy. We had between $5,000 and $7,000.
We did not have that much money.
We had our bonus from Christmas. We cashed out our 401k and a little money in our checking account. But you pay rent 2-3 times. And now our rent is double the price of our mortgage.
Yeah.
Right?
LA.
So it starts going fast. So it was absolutely crazy and scary. And I
couldn't get a job for like 6 months. So
that's not really that long, though, when you think about it. It probably
without
felt
no
like
money coming in. That's a long time.
That's a long time.
I remember that time when the job market was hard.
Yeah.
So that is an amazing story. Now do you see why you're legendary? Because that is going to inspire so many people to, say, look, I don't want to do this job that I have.
Yeah.
I have a dream. Let me try to make it happen. I might not have everything I need, but let me just see what I can make happen. Yeah, that's a big deal.
I can see how it's inspiring.
Inspiring. Okay. So, tell me this. Marriage be hard. I want to talk about what y'all think is hard in marriage. Because everybody has these different opinions on marriage. Some people don't even believe in marriage. I believe in marriage.
Yeah.
But I do know that it does come with obstacles. It comes with,
it's a job.
Conflicts. It's not a job. I hate when people say that. Do you think marriage is a job?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a job, but I do think that people do get kind of sensitive with like marriage be hard. I think the hard part, I think people find really sensitive, or they believe you're not with the right person, or it shouldn't be hard, da-da-da-da-da. But what I always say is you have a natural way of being, right? So I just said my natural disposition is I'm more of an introvert, right? It would be hard for me to always be an extrovert. My natural disposition is avoidance. It's hard for me to have direct conversations about conflict. That work is the hard part. When you are required to do something that is not your natural disposition, it doesn't mean I don't love this person, doesn't mean I'm not necessarily with the right person. It just means it requires something of me that's not easy for me to come by. It can be really easy for someone that is like confrontational to understand that's not always good energy. Sometimes you got to relax a little bit and bring that energy down. And for someone who's always avoidant, that's not good either. You got to learn how to have these conversations because communication is really good. Those things are hard.
Yeah.
And those things are required to make a marriage work. And that's the hard part. And I think if sometimes we embrace the fact that this does take work, and maybe that's what you mean by a job.
It's a job. You working.
Like it does take work. It does take, and if you don't like work, maybe the softer word is effort, but it's the same.
Same thing.
You know what I mean? It does take effort. It takes work. It's going to require something of you that may not be your natural disposition, and that's okay. Because what I'm saying is I love you enough to try to do these things that are important in order to make this relationship work. That's the work of marriage. And sometimes that is hard. That's why we go to therapy, because it's not easy. If we all could just do it ourselves, we wouldn't need a therapist to work through all of our trauma to understand this is why your mama and daddy was screaming, and this is why you're confrontational, or your mama and daddy was screaming, and this is why you hate conflict, because it raises, it increases your nervous system, and now you feel like, this is flight or fright, and I don't want to do any of this. Like all of these things happen, and that's the work of marriage, and sometimes that's the hard part of marriage. It's the hard part of relationships.
It is.
Yeah, I think ditto to everything Melissa said. People often find like inspiration in the like high school sweetheart part of our relationship, but like think about who you were at 16, and then I'm 42 now. Like how much life has happened, how many different ways I've seen the world. At 16, I hadn't really lost nobody, crazy that was surprising. I hadn't really been through much. We have been through her parents' divorce, our first child, our first job, buying our first house, my brother passing, our second child, moving to LA. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just all the stuff I can think off the top of my head. You got, I've been saying this recently. We've been married from, roughly puberty to perimenopause. Like, we are changing. I'm changing. She's changing. Our relationship is changing. Young parents and having 2 under 2, that requires us to be almost all parental at home. To now, 19 and 17, them boys be everywhere but the house. So now you're like, dang, well now, for many years, a lot of our things was, I'll pick him up, you pick him up. You take him to soccer, I'll go to basketball. Now it's like, can you move your car, son, so I can get out? You know what I mean? Like, they don't demand as much from us anymore. So now we have more time for each other. So I think managing that growth apart and growth together is the work, effort, job, whatever word makes you feel safe. But even like therapy, like she said, at first I thought, if we go to therapy, that means we have a problem. So I don't really want to go. But I don't believe we would have the healthy version of our relationship that we have now if we didn't go to therapy, because it was just necessary for us. And I don't think you have to be on the brink of divorce, which we weren't, to get therapy. But I think it's allowed us to learn more about ourselves to help us navigate marriage, as we move on.
Yes. And it's crazy because I feel like every couple we've had that has a successful marriage and has been on our podcast, they've said they go to therapy. They not just they went, but they are currently going. Like it's a part of their life. So that's amazing here. We've never done couples therapy, but that's why I feel like I be getting therapy sessions with people that have, because y'all giving us like all the tips and the I guess strategy that y'all learned in therapy.
Therapy is great. One of my favorite kind of antidotes to therapy, when Kevin was on tour, we had like this huge misunderstanding. You just see things from your perspective. He sees things from a different perspective. And it just caused like, I was actually just feeling slighted. You want to tell the story?
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead and tell it. You might tell a little bit better.
Okay. We were in Florida, in Orlando. I'll never forget, because I remember that show, that hotel, and this experience very vividly. And I had just hired a security guard to come with us on tour, because comedians were getting ran up on. Me and Josh were outside with merch one time, and somebody ran up on us, not to rob us, but like to ask for a picture. But I was like, if this dude wanted to rob us, we was robbed. Because he got his camera stuff, I got merch bags, and we were not, paying attention, basically. So security guard, big boy, Simone, 6'5", 3 Honda. Well North 3 Honda. So Melissa's in town. Her sister happened to be in town, and her sister's husband is my brother-in-law. He's also our tour manager. We're leaving the club, and the security guard is riding with me. He's huge. So I'm like, and also at this time, I'm working very hard not to be demanding to Melissa and say, hey, do this, do that. but be open and ask her opinion. Because I could be very, come with me, do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, and she's like, I got my own choices. You maybe ask me versus tell me, right? So I was working on that. So we're walking to the cars in the parking garage, and I asked her, paraphrase, I don't remember exactly, but I asked her, like, which car are you riding in? And I saw her like, I'm riding my sister. And I was like, I messed up, right? Because I knew the security guard gonna ride with us. He big. He gonna sit here, you gonna sit here,
Yeah.
we gonna sit here. But I wanted her with me, but I knew, he gonna sit in the front. I'm just trying to organize the situation. But I'm asking her instead of saying, hey, I would like you to ride with me, right? She feels slighted, frustrated. I know she got an attitude. I got a reverse attitude. We in the hotel room. Tension's high. And I'm like, ugh. But I know exactly what happened. Later on, we get over it a few months. Years later, this somehow comes up in therapy. And I realized, basically, she says, I feel slighted, blah, 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 blah. So
it was it's so interesting hearing you say the story, actually, because it's just, again, it's always a matter of perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, which is why I was like, you do want to tell the story, because if you hear his side, you hear my side, you're going to hear a different perspective, which is what happens. You get attached to a narrative, right? And that narrative becomes your truth, and it paints how you see anybody, but in this case, you're my husband, and it also dictates my feelings, which I'm not saying you let your feelings dictate, but oftentimes,
It happens.
It's what it is. Yeah.
oftentimes,
It happens.
it dictates my feelings, okay?
Yeah.
And so I have this, really this attitude, because actually what I feel like is I flew all of this way to come to your show. I come to your show, I support, we have a great time. And then after the show, you don't want to ride with me. You want to ride with the cast and the crew. And I'm stuck in this car over here, but I'm here for you.
Right.
So that was my perspective, right? And so we get over it, yada, yada, yada. We go to—
Now, mind you, real quick, the hotel from the club, like 7 minutes.
It's not far. It's
It
not
don't
far.
matter, Kev. I get your perspective. I think as women, we want to feel like you want us there.
Yes.
I want you to tell me. And as women, we want you to leave. We want you to say, girl, get over here and ride with me.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
what
just
I would
totally
wanna
don't
hear.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not exactly what happened.
But that's
okay.
how I
That's what really
interpret it.
happened.
So
What-
that's
'cause
not
that's
exactly—
what Kev heard, but maybe that's not what you intended for him to hear.
Yeah, it's not
Yes.
exactly, but it's okay. So then I'm gonna get to the point of the therapy. So then we have this therapy session, and during the session, Kev tells his perspective. I tell him, well, actually what happened was I told my perspective first as the offended party. He fills in some of the gaps in my narrative. He fills in some of the parts that I'm not seeing and understanding because I'm not him. I don't know his perspective, right? And so as he fills it in, all of a sudden I'm like, oh. I'm telling him, he's like, oh. And so our therapist says, knowing what you know today and that his intent was not to offend, your intent was to support, do it again.
How do you do it again?
So she says, you're coming out of the club. What do you say to Melissa?
Like we reenacted the conversation. So I said, hey, Melissa, let's ride with me in the car.
Come with me in the car.
Come with me in the car. We're going to go to the hotel. And she's like, quick conversation.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay. I don't remember if it was anyone like that.
It really wasn't. And then she's like, how does that make you feel? What do you, so she's
Right.
going through all of it. And I remember at the end of this, it's one of my favorite therapy stories, because I remember thinking afterward, I will never think of that story, meaning the original Florida story, without now attaching it to this very healing therapeutic moment from therapy. It's a redo. And now it attaches a different feeling when I think of that memory, where I'm not so like offended and have these like negative feelings. I also have to, I literally have to then say, I also had an opportunity to redo it.
Wow.
And from that, I have a completely different perspective. And honestly, I end up telling the story about the opportunity to redo it way more often than the original pain and the hurt that sits behind it. And to me, it's one of the benefits of therapy. The reality is, without therapy, you might feel a little silly, being like, let's do it again. I'm not finna role play with you.
Not that kind of role play.
No. All right.
Hey,
All right.
Halloween coming up.
All right. I'm not finna like role play with this with you because I might still be pissed off. But like with the third party, you're able to like navigate it a little bit differently. And honestly, the whole point of therapy is to pull out something from you that might be hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so at the end of that, it's like, man, this was a really just like therapeutic session. And it's one of the things that, again, you don't necessarily have the tools in your toolbox because your parents aren't mirroring this for you. You know, you're not watching your parents like, you pissed me off, you pissed me off. Well, let's do it again so I can be pissed off. You're not watching your parents. Yeah, that's not what's happening. And so you don't have those tools in your kit.
Okay.
And so then you go to therapy and all they're doing is they're arming you with more tools. So that way when hard times come up, when you disagree, when you have these moments of contention, you have something to pull out other than shutting down or yelling, because we all have our go-to.
See, we just got free therapy.
But y'all gotta go. Don't. We're just giving you a couple things. Your therapist's gonna be able to identify y'all stuff with you. I do want to say one quick thing. The benefit of therapy is now when we have this, we can apply what we know now to the next time that happens. Okay. So because of that, like I'm a man, real nigga. You feel me? Can I say nigga?
Yeah.
Oh, we definitely say
Okay.
Okay.
They could have bleeped it, but
I remember one time I had wanted Melissa to join me on like a trip. You remember this? It was. I'll tell the whole story. Give you a better chance. I was like, in the past, I'd be like, hey, why don't you come to this show in Houston?
Oh, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
And she'd be like, yeah, sometimes she would come, sometimes she'd have her own thing going. So one time she came and then she had something else to do. And she was like, do you mind? Like she asked me, do you mind if I go back and do X, Y, and Z? I was like, yeah, go ahead. And what I realized in therapy later, we had a conversation about it. I realized I had been looking forward to the time to spend with her. I had my mind, I had a little brunch planned out. We was going to do brunch. We was going to do the show or whatever. I don't think it was a show. It was something where we had a lot of time. So I had, planned out these dates. I think it was in New York. In New York, we have the best times because there's a lot of restaurants, a lot of things to do, right? So I didn't say nothing. And then she was like, cool, bye. Went home, did her own thing. So I remember thinking, okay, so in therapy, I learned I needed to communicate exactly what I am feeling versus, because now she don't know, I'm kind of like let down. And as a man, it feels very vulnerable to say, I miss you. I want to spend time with you. It was hard for me to say that.
Really?
Yes. To say I miss you as a real nigga from the street.
Because you feel like I'm saying and doing other things that you should know I miss you and want you hurt. A man, a real stand-up guy not going to say, baby, I miss you. I want you to come. That damn near sounds soft as shit.
Exactly.
I sound soft for it coming out my mouth right now.
I'm gonna tell a story. I'll be like, nigga, I ain't no punk. I ain't weak.
You
feel me?
Yeah. My man ain't talking like that.
That's
bro.
hard. Because now if I open that up to you, if she doesn't reciprocate, now I've opened my. I'm wounded.
Okay, let me ask you. Is it easier to
I would be mad at you.
He put a patch on it. He said, I'm right now.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I'm opening up myself to the potential for you to reject me.
Exactly.
And say no. So part of vulnerability, literally the word vulnerable, and like if you think about if we're fighting, like you open yourself. If I go to hit you, I'm now vulnerable here. If
I'm opening myself up to attack.
Vulnerability is opening yourself up to attack. Or to be wounded. Right? But I realized I have to say, hey, Melissa, I've been on the road for a long time. I would love for you to come here. I know I got to work at night. I got the one show or whatever. But after that or before that, I want to do brunch. I want to do this. There's this new restaurant. And that both lets her know how I feel. And also it's I want you to ride with me part of the car. But it feels very vulnerable for me to say that to her. But if I don't, what happens is in the past when I ask her or she asks me, do you mind if I don't do that? Or whatever the case is, it's not always that. And I say no, and I really mean yes. Now in my mind, I'm like, see, she ain't want to come to the lunch. She ain't want to be with me. Even though I've never even given her an opportunity to say yes or no. And when she asked me straight up, I said, nah, it's cool. Yeah. But now I'm on the road sitting here by myself. I know I could have been at brunch with you.
Shouldn't have been so cool.
Yeah.
Exactly. Shouldn't have been too cool to express yourself.
And I agree. But that's what therapy taught me.
Okay.
I was creating this narrative and I didn't even give her, I was having a conversation with her, answering for her negatively in my mind, and then blaming her in real life.
Yeah.
And she don't even know none of this is happening. And I had been doing that for years because I was really afraid to say, I miss you, I want to spend time with you. Yeah. As a man, you're not really taught that's a thing you can say.
That ain't what you should be saying as a man. Like, we talk, that ain't
Never
how
heard my dad
I'm going to
say,
show
I
you in
miss you.
different ways, and you got to pick up, like, man, I ain't seen my nigga in a while. I want to be with him.
Yes.
So I'm thinking I shouldn't have to say that. I ain't did nothing to him in a while. I want to attack him.
I just want to make this clear real quick because y'all saying,
he the real nigga.
Yeah, he is. Y'all doing a great job as real niggas. Y'all also have said y'all want women to be mind readers. I just want to point that out because y'all be real quick on the women. Y'all want us to be mind readers. I just want to be clear that it's happening in the reverse in this moment.
Right.
All right. I just want to point out.
Fair. I think that's how you're raised as a man, that you can't be weak. You can't. I never heard my dad say, I miss you to my mom. And he's a very loving person. Yeah. I never heard him say that. And he gave a great example. So now my sons have heard that. They have seen that. I didn't see my parents kiss. Like, I know they love each other, but there weren't like affection. My parents, I've never seen them choose them over us. We tell our boys, hey, we're going on a date. Y'all good. From when they were little, we got babysitters, to now. Now they be like, what time y'all gonna be home and don't be out late? Like, they think they the parents.
They think they the parents.
But you know what I'm saying? We've tried to give them an example of what it feels like. You know, I've seen my dad cry one time in his life, when his dad passed away. I've cried in front of my kids. My youngest son just went to his first day of school for his senior year. I burst into tears.
Man.
I'm talking about this, like that.
That's crazy.
Crying.
Yes.
And he was just like,
oh,
you good?
You good? Right?
Yes. So I have to ask this because I'm really curious. So we have two boys too, 2.5 years apart.
Oh, nice.
But they're little. They are 9 and 6, going on 7.
Okay.
Do you teach your sons to not be weak or vulnerable with women? Have you taught them that as they were growing up?
No.
Or have you made an effort to try to show them the different way to do it versus how you were raised?
1,000% different way to do it. The other day, I got Melissa some flowers. I was just running to the grocery store, and I was like, let me just get her some flowers just because. I didn't tell you this, but I'm going to tell you now. So I went there, put them on the table, got a little card, and after I said it, she was still upstairs. I knew she was going to come down. I go to my son's room, who's downstairs. His room is downstairs, and I go, hey, sometimes you just get your woman some flowers. Not because you want something, not because you want sex, it ain't got to be your birthday. Just, I was thinking about you, flowers or teddy bear, just a thoughtful thing. You want to be that nigga like me? That's how I talk to him. And then I was like, now tell your brother. Because my youngest son hear everything from my oldest son. Yeah. We try to tell him stuff. I ain't never said nothing good in the world to him. Whatever my oldest son tells me,
that's law.
Okay.
That's law.
Yeah. So I said, go tell your brother. And I was the same way. My dad couldn't speak to me, but my older brother tell me iron your clothes. I want to be like you.
I want to be like you.
I remember when he told me to stop.
Yeah.
Remember, I don't know, y'all might be a little younger than us.
No, you got the crease.
Remember when the crease was the thing, and then somewhere around the way, crease wasn't a thing. And I was going hard crease, heavy starch. He was like, hey, brother, we don't really do that no more. I need you to lay them jeans flat. And we go this way now. I was like, we don't do the crease. We don't do the crease. You know what I'm saying? My dad ain't tell me that. My dad in the military, he's still creasing hard.
Yeah.
Straight line of them BDUs. So,
yes.
So I think I absolutely have shown them that. We've shown them how to argue without losing our temper. We've shown them how to spend time together, how to spend time without them, how to love, you know what I'm saying? Like how to be vulnerable. Because being vulnerable with them, now vulnerable is a thing you're allowed to do. Because if I was just vulnerable with her and not them, then they just see something that has never happened with them.
Exactly.
So if it's time to cry, it's time to cry. If it's time to, you know what I'm saying? So yes, I think I've done a better job with them and I'm not saying my parents were bad. I think they knew what they knew to the best of their ability. But I think in theory, we should get better as we go along and pass on better information to our kids. So I have opened them up to do that.
Yes.
And also, I think the world has changed a little bit more.
No, that's what I'm saying. The world changed.
Yeah. It's more, because remember, therapy was very taboo.
Man.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Remember when Charlamagne wrote that book, it wasn't, it was like therapy.
You had to have. I used to think like you had to have something wrong with you to be going to
be.
You know what I'm saying? In our culture, that's how. Like, what's wrong with them? We're going to talk to them damn people about their business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Black folks, we don't like being nobody being our business.
Nobody.
It's family business. It's family business.
Yeah. Your mama teach you that day one. Hey,
Yeah.
don't you go out this house tell nobody else. They be like, shit, therapy. I don't want to see no therapy.
Don't trust nobody with that information. But and it's still taboo. in some
Yeah,
places.
for sure.
For a lot of people. But conversations like this, I think, are going to make people understand more about like what it's really about. Like even you just educated me on that strategy of the redo. We're going to do that.
Yeah. We have never heard of that before.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I do agree with Melissa, had a therapist not said it and it been in her like session, that we would have never thought about it. And that's why they go to school. We'd have never thought about it, never done it, and felt silly doing it. And honestly, we haven't done it since.
Yeah.
It was just really necessary for that moment. And then we learned from that moment, you know what I'm saying,
That's
to reapply.
dope. That's dope.
Y'all, we got to get to the honeymoon game. We got, like literally like just a few minutes. I'm sorry, y'all. This conversation's so good. Yes, we just go. There's so much more I want to ask y'all, but we got to do our honeymoon game.
Okay.
So basically, with the honeymoon game, we're going to ask you a few questions, Kev. If Melissa were to, what would she do?
Okay.
And then we're going to ask you some questions as well, Melissa. Okay. So, Kev, if Melissa had to text you a flirty emoji, which one is she sending first?
Which emoji?
Yeah.
Wait, did they already ask you this?
You trying to get the right answer?
Okay, this is going to be my answer. And it's not crystal clear. Whatever emoji she would send it with invisible ink over it.
What do you mean? What's invisible ink?
You know, on the iPhone, you could put invisible ink and it's like sparkly thing. And then you touch it, it reveals what you say.
Oh.
That's when she's flirty.
It'd be too much going on in our world for text messages to just be going out.
Oh, okay.
And so I have to know he's in a space where he can see it. You know, Kev would show you, so this person said this, and now everything.
Everybody.
You see
I gotta
the
be embarrassed.
emoji you see in the, what is it called? The little purple one.
The eggplant.
Eggplant. Okay, the eggplant emoji. Okay, so
go ahead.
You can go to the next one.
Okay. Melissa, if Kev had to choose to go without sex or without food for 48 hours, what do you?
Food.
That was a no-brainer. She said food.
I'm fasting trying to get
It
close
didn't
to
matter
the
what
music.
you said. Whether it's sex or it's or.
That is hilarious. Is she right, Kev?
What? I'm 270.
Also, mine was the tongue, or I like the drips, the water drips, or the tongue, the water
I was
drips.
going to say tongue, but I was going. The most thing is invisible ink.
Okay, I got
but it was going to be tongue for sure.
The tongue,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Meg Stallion.
Okay, Kev, if Melissa had to pick who's more likely to fall asleep after sex, is it her or you?
It's me.
You?
I think so too.
I be
more likely to
sleep, man.
You knocked out. So you putting him to bed?
I be shit. I'm gonna put you to bed.
Okay.
Lift me up.
Melissa,
I also
if Kev had to surprise you with role play, what character would he be?
I was finna say that nigga.
That nigga?
That nigga.
That nigga is the character.
That nigga is the character for sure.
Let's do that nigga. Who is that nigga? What he do? How he
That
talk?
nigga busted the door like, hey, put the coochie on the ground now. Put the coochie, open up. I'm taking cheeks.
He said, I'm taking cheeks.
So let me reverse that question. If Melissa had to role play, who would she be?
I would have to be very demure. I just need to go with it.
Very mindful.
Just very mindful, very demure.
Okay. Kev, if Melissa had to choose between lingerie or sweatpants in the bedroom, which one is she rocking more often?
Sweatpants.
For sure.
Does that turn you on, the sweatpants?
It don't
Cheeks
matter.
is cheeks.
It don't matter?
It don't make me no never mind. It don't matter my Christmas gift is wrapped or in the bag. The toy is in there. You feel me?
That's a good
It don't
analogy.
make me no never mind. Is the booty underneath? Sometimes that heavy t-shirt, that's the lingerie because booty meat done, shirt done slid up. Shirt done slid up. Next thing you know, we side to side. Lingerie, you gotta actually take it off and be connected and all this and this and that there. Throw that long t-shirt on there. That booty under there.
Yeah, lingerie
That
too
booty underneath
complicated.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. It don't make me no never mind.
I'm too anemic for lingerie.
You be cold.
I'll be cold.
Oh, man. Hey, Melissa, if Kevin had to play music to set the mood, what's the first song he putting on?
Ooh, 90s, R&B.
Okay.
This wasn't really his stuff, but he be trying to fake like it is.
What's that?
I was finna say, well, I don't know. I feel like it might be like a Babyface song or something. Or that, what's that, who sang Thong Song? But
Cisco.
the song that you like.
Incomplete.
There you go.
Yeah.
But that's not really like a second
Yeah.
time song, but
Incomplete
Kev
without
does
you.
love
That's my
a
jam.
good.
That's the wrong answer though.
Oh, what is it gonna be?
TD Jakes,
You
our
a lie.
lady, our lover, and our Lord.
Okay.
He being funny. He being funny.
No. No, it would be 90s R&B.
No, man.
We love a good
Cisco
90s
Joe.
R&B. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Something
some
classy,
90s, some
classy.
classy,
Some classic.
classy. 94,
It's
95.
not really, it don't be giving love in these days.
Yeah. Beat it up, beat it
Yeah,
up.
it's
God,
beat it
no,
up,
why you
slam
beating it
'em.
up? Come on, make it up. You ain't gotta
What
beat
were we
it
just
up.
listening to? And I was like, it was love song, but it was a little raunchy. What was we just listening to on the way in here?
Jodeci?
But what song was it? You remember, Joshua?
Mm-mm.
Dang.
I
That's
don't
all
remember
right.
this. I'm sorry, baby. I won't have you out there by yourself.
That's hilarious. Okay. Dang, that's all of our honeymoon questions.
Every freaking night.
Yeah.
Every freaking day. I want a freaking girl. And every freaking way.
I was like, it's gonna come to me. We're just listening to it.
Yes. It's okay. Let me ask you one last question.
Cool.
Is comedy a thing in the bedroom with you guys? Or is it just straight to
No, I mean, it's not a thing all the time, but I done slid a joke in.
while you doing it?
Mm-hmm.
How can you joke while you having sex?
How could you not? I'm funny.
What's a joke? Please tell me a joke you can tell.
I mean,
while
it
having
ain't like knock joke. You know what I'm saying? But I done said a funny thing or two.
You remember something he said?
I got a crap
I'm
in the
like,
bedroom.
That is true.
The last
That was funny.
2 weeks ago. And she's talking about walking out, walking out. And I'm crapping for real. She's like, hey, this ain't over. It's over.
That
And
crap,
I couldn't
yeah,
crap
crap
it.
in the game.
Man,
Why you be like, bro,
that's
what are you
been happening
doing?
in my
I've
life.
been walking.
Yeah.
It ain't
He
never-
getting back to it after the crap though. He gonna walk it out and come back to it.
tried.
No, it was bad. It was for a long time too.
Oh,
It was like
sure.
a twin. It would not.
Okay.
My leg was just locking up.
Yeah.
But it was funny in the bedroom.
Yeah.
She was out.
Okay. Well, listen, y'all. We didn't even get into Churchy, the series.
Churchy's out. That's all we need to
Season
say.
2, right?
Season 2. Watch it on BET Plus. Get your free trial. Run it up.
Run
Our
it up.
best chance. I don't know when this is airing, but the first 7 days are the most important. After that, the first 30 days.
Okay.
So at least run it through once. Let it play at your job. Y'all turn it on. Put it in here. Get some iPads going.
I know that's
Android, iPhone, we got to put our differences aside, come together, amen, for the right thing for the community. Because if Churchy, we don't get a season 3, my kids might be in a gang. And nobody
They
wants
said they
that.
gonna be in the game.
Not in a
The
game.
cribs are lurking.
No, because then
He
you
said they
also
trying to
have
get him. He said the Crips are
the
lurking.
Crips are like, y'all in LA, yeah. Okay. You also have the hospital.
Hospital's on BT September 10th. I believe that's on BT. Church is on BT Plus. The hospital's on BT, the
Linear.
channel,
BT.
BT Linear.
Okay.
September, watch the hospital for sure, yeah.
Y'all,
And
let's,
Marriage Be Hard is out. And my book, Successful Failure, is out the end of September 23rd. Get that too. Do all the things.
all the things. Because y'all are doing all the things.
Come on.
Do it for the culture, y'all.
Do it for the culture, y'all.
Make it happen.
But no, thank you so much.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Time went by
Thank
so fast. This was such a great conversation. We really appreciate y'all for
Really
dropping
do.
those gems
Of
and making us
course.
laugh at the
Yeah.
same time. Melissa, you have a lot of personality. I know you say you're
Thank you.
introvert, but girl, you're funny too.
Thank you. I do.
Yes.
I actually am funny.
Yes.
That's actually 100% true. I just don't have to be funny when I'm sitting next to someone who does it
Yeah.
professionally. I got a hot 5 on perimenopause.
Come on, man. Go on the road. That's the Kevin List
He
show.
tells us to go on the road.
Do high 5. I'll do 45. It'll be a great thing.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank y'all.
But I am a DAB.
Thank you.
Best friends right there. Look at them.
Yeah.
Y'all are hilarious. Oh my
Thank you.
goodness. But
I really
thank you so
appreciate
much.
y'all.
Of course, of
y'all.
course.
Subscribe to Love and Fly Shit.
And we out.
Yeah.